Hi, my name is Douglas Messick, and I am a junior instrumental music education major at Arkansas Tech University, where I play the trumpet. Our first topic today is, what is solfege? Solfege is assigning syllables to notes in order to mentally hear the pitches of the music itself when reading music for the first time. The syllables are in ascending order: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, with do repeated at the top. These syllables also equate to the degrees of the major scale. For the chromatic scale, it's a little different. Notes are sharpened going up, but flattened going down. The ascending chromatic scale is do, di, re, mi, fa, fi, sol, si, la, li, ti, with do capping it off at the top. The descending chromatic scale is do, ti, te, la, le, sol, se, fa, mi, me, re, ra, and do at the very bottom. All degrees of any Western music scale can be assigned a syllable to the degree of the scale. There are two schools of thoughts with solfege. There is fixed do and movable do. Fixed do is when the concert pitch note C is considered the syllable do, no matter the key signature. The other idea is movable do, where do is assigned to the tonic of the scale that the piece is keyed in, meaning that any note can be do. For the remainder of this video, we'll be using movable do, as that is the more common one in American music education.
Hi, my name is Jake Hodges, and I'm a freshman instrumental music education major here at Arkansas Tech, and I also play the trumpet. Today I'm going to be describing how we can use solfege to improve our ear as it relates to our trumpet playing and our musicianship in general. So starting simple, let's just take the notes of a C major scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then C again, and assign them solfege syllables to go along with them. So if C is do, the syllables are as follows: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and then do again. So what does this do? I'm a trumpet player. I'm not a vocalist. Why would I use solfege? I actually use it all the time because just like a singer, our ear is vital in everything that we do. If a singer is asked to sing an F and is given no auditory reference, that task might be impossible for them because they rely on their ear to guide them, not a valve. As trumpet players, we can just press the first valve down, we blow, and assuming that we set everything correctly here, an F will come out. But is that really what we're looking for? In the context of a melodic line or a chord, your F kind of has to be movable. If you play an F and there was nothing prior to it, and it's not truly in tune, chances are it'll probably go unnoticed. But if that F is in the context of a melodic line or a chord, anyone with ears will probably know. So how does this relate to singers? I keep bringing up vocalists, but haven't really touched on it yet. So singers don't have a valve they can rely on. They rely on knowing the key of the song and knowing the intervals within the scale the song is based around to find what they're looking for. So if a singer looks at their music and they see an F, they listen to the people around them and they guide off of them to find their F and land right in the center of the pitch. So what does it mean to land in the center of the pitch? The center of the pitch is where that note or pitch is most resonant and in tune. And how do you find that? How do you find the center of a pitch? That's the kind of the question that ties everything together. Solfege is invaluable when it comes to guiding to the center of the pitch. So if you're playing a line and you need to jump from a C to a G and you can already hear that interval, you can hear the note you're aiming for, you can trust that you'll play that note in tune because you can hear it well before you play it. So now I'm going to use some simple demonstrations to kind of show how singing solfege can improve your ear, and maybe it'll be helpful. Alright, so I'm about to play a C to an E, and what I'm trying to do is make it fit in context of a C major chord, but what I can't hear is the C or the G that are going to be surrounding that E. So listen to this and see if it kind of sounds off. Okay, so what you're hearing is a C and a G drone playing, and I can't hear that. So listen to what happens now when I can hear that through my headphones. Okay, so what's so different about that? The first thing that you notice is probably that the E seems to fit better into the two notes that you're already hearing. This time around, I could hear those two notes as well, and what that made me do was I was able to think do, mi, and really lock in the interval between C to E before I ever tried to play it.
Our third topic is saving face through singing. When practicing tough sections of pieces, you may find that you're pushing yourself and your lips way too far with barely any new progress being made. A large amount of this is due to lip fatigue. There's a very easy application of solfege and singing in order to not fatigue your lips. If one were to put some solfege to their trumpet music, then they could sing any complicated parts with no added lip fatigue. The next step to make the practice as real as possible would be to add fingerings to the music while singing it in order to add to the practice without adding exhaustion. I'll demonstrate the application of this with a basic C major triad, but the idea scales fine with the complexity of the piece and however many times you want to practice it. First up, just the C major triad on trumpet. Next, singing it. Do, do, mi, sol, mi, do. Now, singing it while adding my fingerings. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Through using this, you can practice more efficiently without causing more strain on your face and your lips. Of course, this should not replace any normal practicing. It should only be used to improve the existing practice experience.
Okay, so this wouldn't really be a video created by trumpet players if at least one of us didn't talk about high notes a little bit, so let's just jump into it. Now, as loud and powerful as the upper register may be capable of sounding, it's also a very delicate thing to handle. Many players have a tendency to reach beyond the note they're really looking for, and that's a really dangerous habit to fall into. Using solfege, just as we used it to train our ears and hear intervals to help with intonation, we can also use it to help us know where we're going and to kind of help us be a little bit more precise when we're playing up there. In the upper register, the intervals are much closer together than they are in the normal playing register of the trumpet. So if the intervals are close together, why is it so much harder to move between them? Well, it's not. We often conceptualize the upper register as being unreachable or just too big to handle. This leads to over-tightening our embouchure, which causes the lips to vibrate incorrectly and sometimes just not to vibrate at all, which is a big problem because our lips vibrating in the cup of the mouthpiece is what causes the sound in the trumpet. More often than not, you're really trying to play higher than the note you're aiming for, And when we see a high note, what is it that most people do? They squeeze, they push, and they try to fight the trumpet and push the note out. And if you can hear the note, you'll have a much easier time playing it. Now, that all being said, it's important to understand that this isn't the magical shortcut, and there's plenty of more development involved, but this is a pretty handy tool that you can use to help you play the notes that you've already developed and are pretty confident in. So listen to this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is listen to this solo played by Wayne Bergeron on Chris Berg's Narnian Dance, and then we'll break it down, so enjoy. Okay, so what he's playing can be simplified down to Ti, do, so, do, fa, mi, do, la. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to play this, but the whole time I'm playing it, I'm going to be hearing that in my head and singing internally. So listen to this. So pretty much all I'm doing is when I'm playing that line, I'm imagining that solfege in my head, I'm hearing it, and what that's doing is it's giving me something to guide off of before I try to play it. That way I don't just jump in blind, because you're a lot more likely to mess up if you can't hear what you're about to play. So I encourage you to try that out whenever you go to play something that you're unfamiliar with.